What's up YouTube? Welcome back at it with another mod for the RCF. It's kind of slowed down lately because I just have nothing left to really do to the RCF. It's kind of fully complete. Finally found another mod to do to the RCF, which is something I've looked for since I got the car because it's a simple mod for almost all cars. But of course the RCF is complicated. Nobody's made it until now, almost 8-9 years after the cars come out. This is the first time I've seen someone make this mod, which is aftermarket taillights. So right now for my RCF build, I kind of just went with a tint wrap. I tried my first year at SEMA, I just spray painted them with spray paint tint for the taillights. I didn't like how that came out. It was a little too dark, so I took that off. And this time I went the wrap, but the wrap starts to burn in the sun here in the Bakersfield heat. So this is also not working out. It looks sick. I like how it looks on the car. Really goes with the whole thing, the whole setup and build. But finally, there's a company out there that finally made a set of aftermarket taillights that actually have a sequence to them and everything, which is called Hirev something. I forgot the name of the brand. Hirev Sports. So thanks to Hirev Sports for finally, after 8 years, making something for the RCF, which looks amazing. Here it is, the new taillights for the RCF. I'm not taking off this plastic until it's on the car to do the final reveal. Satisfying peel, but these are the taillights with the sequential pattern right here. When you unlock and start the car up, they look sick. I got the black and white housing. You can get it where this is still red and everything else is black and white, but I got this because it's gonna look sick with the matte gray on my RCF. So that's the main taillight on the side of the car, and this is the other part of the taillight that goes on the trunk lid, and they stack up like that. So finally, thanks to Hirev, I got something to finally do on the RCF instead of just letting it sit here in the garage with no additional mods to it. I do have one big project that I've kind of been lagging on, which you can see on the table right there. I took off the diffuser because the forged carbon that I did was cracking and peeling really bad. So I threw the stock diffuser back on for now, which I hate. It's ugly. I can't stand it. But I'm gonna attempt to make a mold with the tooling gel coat, make an actual mold of this diffuser, so if anything goes wrong, I'll have a mold to keep practicing and making a newer diffuser over and over again, because that diffuser was extremely expensive brand new, and I'm not trying to destroy it. So first things first, this car keeps dying sitting here in the garage, so I gotta jump it. I don't know what's shorting it out. I just charged it back up the other day. Something in there that I wired, one of the lights, the auxiliary lights, maybe the star lights, is shorting out the battery, and it keeps dying every time I let the car sit here. So I gotta jump the battery again, get this started, and then we'll get into the trunk and start disassembling the rest of the lights. All right, so I don't know what's going on with this car, but I might just have to get a whole new battery just to be safe, because I use my quick jump starter right now instead of pulling up the X6 and wiring it, all that stuff. And it got it going after letting it sit for a little bit, but the whole dash just like popped, and I'm not trying to blow a fuse or anything, so I just put it on a trickle charger right now. I'm gonna get started on the taillights, and then hopefully by the time we're done with the taillights, we have enough juice to turn it on and see what the taillights look like. So let's get started on that. All right, so this should be a pretty quick, simple job, 30 minutes tops. We say that about every job, and then shit happens, like the battery dying. But for real, this should really be super simple. You have two 10mm bolts right here that are hiding behind a cap. Pop the cap off with a flathead screwdriver, take out the 10mm bolts, and then you just slide your whole taillight out. There's a little clip right here that it clips into, so you just pull it from right here, pop the whole thing out. I'm gonna do this one real quick just to demonstrate, but like I said, you got the little caps right here that you gotta just pop off with a flathead screwdriver, take out the bolts, slide it out. And then you twist this light out of the whole unit, and then this is just a push clip that you push right here on the top, and the clip will pop out. So for the most part, that's how easy everything in this install is going to be. For this part, you're just going to pop off all these clips and take off this entire liner, which these you just need, again, a flathead screwdriver, or if you have a pry tool, which I do, I'll get it right now. Fits right in there. You pry them all out, and then there's two 10mm bolts holding this one in, and then it comes right out, which you need to be careful because there's no clip. There's no plastic safety clip like here. This one, as soon as you take off the 10mm bolts, the whole light will just be loose and fall out. The only somewhat complicated part that's going to come down to this is there's a wire that goes between these two taillights so you can sync them together, which is right here. So this wire right here will help sync up the whole sequential scenery thing that it has going on when you unlock and lock the car, which is this wire right here. You plug one end into there, one end into this one, and it does not matter. You're going to need to tuck this wire from here down this plastic thing right here, which you could take the clips off to open this up, or you could just kind of tuck it in from the back. There's a little opening right here. Tuck that in, go behind here, which you're going to take this liner off anyways, and then hide it, tuck it in somewhere in here. So before I get started putting the main tail light in, I'm going to go ahead and unscrew this part right here, take that off, and then pop out just this clip and this whole plastic piece right here. There's 1, 2, 3 clips, and then you just yank on it and it'll pop off. That will help loosen this and get you to get the main taillight in, because we're going to need to take this whole grommet out right here and put the new grommet in. It comes with its own weather seal grommet right there. That's going to lock into this place right here. Looks like only after 5 minutes we're starting to get some juice in the car, so hopefully the battery will be charged up, ready to go once we're done. Here are the 2 exact pry tools that you should have. Either this plastic one that you can get off Amazon, or this metal one, which works way better. Just hooks right in, pries everything out. Alright, so we've exposed everything now, and here it is. This is the unit for your tail light. This is the light that's connected inside there. This is the bolt that we're talking about that we're going to have to be dealing with. And I believe there's supposed to be, oh yeah, these 2 right here. But it doesn't look like anything is holding them in. It just looks like just this one right here. It has 2 caps on it. I don't know what these are for, but then you got to use the 10mm right there, long socket, to take that out. I knew there was 2 more that I was missing. It wasn't these 2, it's 2 more that are right here. So this is the one that I already took off. Then I disconnected this cable. Right near this cable is a little slot. There's 2 more in there, one with a black cap and one without. And you just gotta take those out, and then the light should pop off. Same thing, just rinse and repeat on this side. You got the same little plug right here to disconnect, and then 3 screws. There you have it. We got one side complete. Now we just got to get this wiring out, which I forgot to mention earlier. There is another one of these push clips right in here, like behind this plastic cover. So this plastic cover does have to come all the way off, and that's where the main wiring right here, this wire, is going to go. Here is the wire that we're going to have to unplug. I was saying earlier it was right around this area. It's actually right behind the carpet. So you really don't have to take the plastic fork out. You just gotta kind of pull it back while you're working. But if you want to just have an easy way to work around, if you're working by yourself, just take it out. It's not that hard to put back in. Like I said, it's only 3 clip-on pop things. Alright, so as I previously stated, no job is ever as simple as it should be when it comes to my car for some reason. You're talking about your car, and it's not heavily modified. Well, I'm not heavily modified, but I got a lot of electrical shit going on here. You probably won't have to deal with this, but my F1 flashing braking light, whatever that goes in my diffuser that I have off right now, is tapped in to the existing cable that I'm about to completely take out and throw away. So, simple solution is, this one is what goes to the light. It's already tucked into the bumper. I'm just gonna splice it all the way up here, so I have a lot of extra slack, and I'm just gonna have to re-tap it in to the new one later on. I'm not gonna do it right now because there's no point. The light's not even installed because I have everything disconnected, the whole diffuser's off. I just have the wire taped in behind the bumper, waiting for me to reuse it. So yeah, I'm just gonna cut it right now and have to resplice it later. But if you ever do install one of these lights, this is how you install it. You would tap it in to your existing brake lights, to your power and your negative. And that's it. You just gotta put the 10mm bolts back in, plug it up, and then you gotta make sure you connect that wire that links them together, and then just let it hang in there until you finish the top one. So to get this off, I forgot to show it. Super simple. You're gonna use that pry tool later, but all you gotta do is just take anything and push down in the middle. That'll release it. Now it's loose, and you just get your pry tool in there, take it out. It's just 1, 2, and 3, and then you can pull it from right here at the top and take the whole thing out. Now real quick before I start bolting everything back together, I'm gonna put one bolt just to hold this one, that main bolt that goes right here. And we're gonna test it and see if it works good. I'm just gonna do this one side right now. I'll do the second side off camera because it's just rinse and repeat. But let's see if it works. And for the final result, nice. All right, now we gotta see it when we start the engine. So I'm gonna wrap this up, get the whole thing installed, start the engine up, and see when all these little lights right here do the little sequential pattern. All right guys, about an hour install, but that's because we're filming everything, so it should take 30 minutes to an hour, but we got it done, and this looks sick. I peeled that part off already after I did that one, but I wanted to do this peel with you guys. Wow. That is a big, big difference on the car. It goes perfectly with the matte gray paint. And especially when I re-tint these windows again, because I do not like this luminous tint that I got that's supposed to be like reflective. You could see straight through. You could even see my hat right there. So I'm going to just go back to 5% tint, and it's going to look sick when this whole car is murdered out with these new taillights. I liked the blacked out taillights with the tint, or even when I spray painted it. It looked hard, it looked nice, but it always looked off because you could tell it was kind of like a cheaply done job because I couldn't find the actual blacked out housing and how they're supposed to be. So this looks way better, way more professional, and actually like looks like it's meant on the car. It doesn't look like it's just a quick rush job. So I love the way this looks out. But now let's test it when I start up the car and turn signals and everything, see how the whole sequence comes out. Just gotta turn on the headlights with the daytime running lights, and it should run the animation. You can't tell me that's not sick. That's way, way better than the blacked out taillights. I don't care what anybody says, that's so sick. I love the animation, and I love how it fades. The L right here fades in and fades out. That looks beautiful to me. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Should I go back to the blacked out regular stock taillights, or do these look sick? Or should I even black out these on top of them already being in a blacked out housing? So there you go guys, there's the install. Can't wait to actually get my diffuser back on and have that blinking brake light down there on the bottom. I think it'll go together very nicely with a whole new sequence and everything, but there's a lot to go. There's a lot to do right now, and honestly, before I don't really care to do that. I want to get it back on because the car looks ugly right now, but I'm kind of lazy and don't really care to do it, and I really want to get started on the Datsun, at least tearing out the interior and putting the Brom seats. I've had those Brom seats for 2 years now and still haven't installed them. I haven't even unboxed them, and they're custom made Brom seats, so I really want to get started on the Datsun, get that build going so we can see how those seats come out and how the rest of the car comes out. Thanks for watching guys. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below, and see you guys next time.